Rest in peace, soldier. I can't stay here.
I don't think you can leave.
Someone's coming.
What is it like coming from running a show like The Walking Dead to Beacon 23?
I'm very lucky in my career that I get to do a lot of different things. You know, I've done police, I've done hospital shows, now I'm doing a space show, I've done horror, different types of horror, things based on movies, things based on book. I'm very lucky about that. And I think part of it is that I have a lot of interests. I read and watch horror movies. I love sci-fi. I read a lot of sci-fi. So what it comes down to is, you know, I like desperate characters in tricky situations. I like people having a really tough time of it, you know, sort of on the edge with a lot of pressure on them. We're not sure how they're going to get out of it. So I may have different settings, but I have the same type of heart or feel in a lot of the material I get to write. So it all, to me, it's all, you know, different layers of the same thing.
Why are you here?
I'm a beacon keeper. I'm here to help you. He needs you.
What has been your favorite storyline to create with this?
There are, you know, then you'll know there is a surprise visitors in the middle of the season, you know, and that was a storyline that I just had a lot of fun creating. You know, I wrote that episode where they arrive, and what was important was to kind of create a culture, you know, and we had a terrific director who really stepped up and helped. And if you know, without giving stuff away, but I'll say to you, you know, the different gestures that they had, the dress, that kind of stuff, right? You know, the episode I'm talking about, that I really kind of wanted to. That was a fun bit of world building that then made sense. It was a way to personalize this huge epic universe around the beacon. You know, it's a challenge to say what's going on in another part of the universe when you're just getting a little, you know, a word without cutting to, you know, other shows can cut to the Emperor's court, or you can cut across to the other side of the galaxy. We don't do that. It's just, what do we know? Because as people, you know, during the pandemic, we're trapped in our homes. We only know what we're being told, and you know, and that's scary. So we wanted to dramatize that. So I was really happy with that. I'm also very, very happy with the ending of the finale. I'm very happy with that. No spoilers. Very, very happy with that. We were still figuring out season one, what was working, what wasn't, and I was worried about the show kind of falling into certain rhythms that then the audience would not be surprised. I had to get all of that done before the strike was called, because we didn't know if we were going to be on strike. So I was like, okay, so I was just working around the clock with everybody, trying to get as much done as possible. And then I had to step off the show for 5 months. So it was sort of a painful conversation. I said, you know, I trust you. Go ahead. You know how to make the show. I may be back in a week. I may never be back. I don't know what's going to happen. So I sort of had to kind of rally the troops. Everybody bought in, and then I left for 5 months, and then I came back. Okay, I was, the day the strike ended, I got a call. Can you come back to work tomorrow? I came back to finish up, and I loved what they had done in my absence. You know, it was just beautiful. So the whole team kind of rose to the occasion, and even though, you know, the showrunner was out of the mix, they did a beautiful job finishing the show. And then I just kind of came in and did like a few sound mixes and things like that. But you know, I feel like I should go on vacation more often, because people they don't need me.
I'm not buying that. No,
Yeah,
not for a
yeah.
second. How would you describe season 2? What is so thrilling about it, and why should everybody be watching this show?
You are not going to know what's happening one episode. You're not going to be able to figure out what's going to happen next. And yet, when you get to the end of the journey, you will look back at 2 seasons and say that makes perfect sense. I think it's a very satisfying, ending to the season. It sets up future seasons, and I think that it's just twist after twist, but always rooted in the central story of the in the story of the central characters.
Season 2 is back on MGM Plus, April 7th. Glenn, it's been a pleasure. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
You're the only one who can decipher the message. Do this for all of humanity.
You are ready to receive us.